Most people spend decades preparing for retirement, but almost nobody prepares for aging. And they are really not the same thing. For years, I've watched people work hard, save diligently, and carefully plan their finances. They've built retirement accounts. They've met with financial advisors. They've prepared for retirement. But then something happens. A fall, a diagnosis, a caregiving situation. And suddenly they discover there was another plan they didn't know about and they never created. An aging plan. Think about it. Who will help you if you stop driving? Who will help if your spouse becomes your caregiver? How will you stay connected? Can your home support you as you age? Have you planned for caregiving? Most people have never thought about these questions at all. Thinking back on it, I remember a couple who had done everything right. They had worked hard their entire lives. They had retirement accounts, investments, and a paid-off home. They had met regularly with their financial advisor and carefully planned for retirement. On paper, they looked incredibly prepared, and they felt confident about the future. Then the husband suffered a stroke, and almost overnight, everything changed. Suddenly, the questions weren't about money. The questions were, who will provide care? Can our home accommodate his changing needs? For the wife, it was, can I physically take care of him? And what is going to happen if I become overwhelmed and can't go on? What transportation options exist? How can we stay connected with friends and community? For years, they had planned for retirement, but they had never planned for aging. And they quickly realized these are two very, very different things. Here's another story. I worked with a gentleman who was financially secure, but unwilling to think about what it would take to maintain his quality of life as he aged and to remain in his home. He had planned carefully for retirement and was very proud of the life he had built. He loved his home, and he would tell me that he never intended on leaving, that he was going to stay there forever. But as he got older, the home became more difficult to navigate. There were stairs everywhere. We had many conversations about what he might do to make navigating the home easier. The bathrooms weren't accessible. The entryway created safety concerns, and so we had also discussed his moving. I call it right-sizing, to move into a home that better suited his needs. After a fall, his family began questioning whether he could remain there. He was frustrated because he had always assumed he would age in place in the comfort of his own home. What he hadn't realized was that aging in place requires planning. His retirement plan had focused on money. His aging plan should have included his home and the care he might need. And unfortunately, those conversations didn't happen until the crisis, and now he faced the possibility of having to move somewhere he never intended to move. Just the thought of this was very hard to take. Retirement planning asks, do I have enough money? Aging planning asks, how do I continue living well as life changes? Those are two very different questions. From 1 to 100, we are all aging. And the earlier we start planning for aging, the more choices we'll have later. Money matters. But money alone isn't a plan for aging on your own terms. Aging is not the problem. Lack of preparation is.